one, and you're kind of like, well, this is how children are, and then you have another one, and you're like, apparently not.
Recommend for approval.
Different. And my older one is like weirdly like me, like his taste in food, his like weird things. Like he showed up at my house about 3 weeks ago, and I told him he needed to get new running shoes. You know, you've been wearing one of runs like he's being chased by the devil or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need new shoes, so I was like, go and I'll pay for them. And he showed up at the house and he was like, here are my new running shoes, and I was like, we have the exact same pair. He had gone to the store and gotten fitted, tried on like all these different shoes and gotten fitted. It's the same. You know, they were like, this is the shoe we recommend for you. Same color. It was like the men's version and the women's version.
Greg's leaving us.
Same color, same exact shoe. He had gone to the running store out of like a wall of shoes. Like weird stuff like that. Like we're just really similar in some strange ways. Although he likes
Just for
Velcro,
Craig.
I've never understood that. But it's just
Craig.
they're different.
Probably is
Just
correct.
for you?
Yeah, that's all the stuff that we got in the meeting today.
November 16th? Yeah. Give you something to go home with. All right.
We can. It shouldn't be that big a deal.
Coming down, Brian? Yeah. Everybody's coming down. Good afternoon. We will call to order the November 2019 City of Columbia Planning Commission meeting. At this time, I'd like to welcome all Planning Commission members, staff, and guests. I would also like to ask that everyone turn their cell phones and PDAs to the silent or vibrate mode. The administrator will now proceed with the roll call.
Ms. Hartz.
Here.
Mr. Tupper.
Here.
Ms. Mandel.
Here.
Mr. Cohn.
Here.
Mr. Dolphin.
Here.
And Mr. Frost.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. Applicants with requests before the Planning Commission are allotted a presentation time of 10 minutes. This time should include, but is not limited to, an overview of the project, case history, and any pertinent meetings held regarding the request. This time also includes all persons presenting information on behalf of the applicant, such as attorneys, engineers, and architects. This time limit does not include any questions asked by Planning Commission or staff regarding requests. Members of the general public are given the opportunity to address their concerns in intervals of 2 minutes. The administrator has a timer and will make presenters aware of when their time has expired. The Planning Commission reserves the right to amend these procedures on a case-by-case basis. The consent agenda. The Planning Commission uses the consent agenda to approve non-controversial or routine matters by a single motion and vote. Examples of such item include approval of site plans, annexations, and street names. If a member of the Planning Commission or the general public would like to discuss an item on the consent agenda, then that item is removed from the consent agenda and considered during the meeting. The Planning Commission then approves the remaining consent agenda items. The administrator will now read the consent agenda.
Your consent agenda this evening consists of the approval of the October 7th, 2019 minutes, as well as 2 comprehensive plan map amendments and zoning map amendments for pending annexation, which consist of 8550 Farrow Road and 2.69 acres northwest south Clemson Road. Your consent agenda also consists of items 4, 5, and 6, which are site plan reviews, which consist of 162 acres at 300 Clemson Road for a single-family subdivision of 623 lots, a 9.64 acre subdivision at the 100 block of Wood Creek Ridge Drive, also for called the Cottages, as well as item number 6, plus or minus 4.76 acres in the 200 block of Jacobs Mill Pond Road for site plan approval of 30 lot single-family subdivision, as well as item number 7, which consists of 68.4 acres in the 400 block of Lockman Road, which is a site plan approval for 126 single-family residential lots. And that completes your consent agenda for this evening.
Do any commission members or guests today wish to have items on the consent agenda removed and placed on the regular agenda? Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Have a second? Second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We will now proceed with the regular agenda.
Your regular agenda this evening consists of one site plan review for 4800 Broad River Road, TMS 06200-0301, regarding a site plan approval relief. And Mr. Chambers, the Land Development Administrator, is here to present the request.
Yes, this is a request to be relieved from a condition of a previously granted site plan approval for the construction of a 120,000 laboratory for SLED. The request was originally heard in April by the Planning Commission and was approved with the condition that pedestrian access be provided along the public sidewalk for to the visitor parking lot to provide those arriving by walking, biking, or transit route to have pedestrian access to the gate. The applicant has requested that they be relieved from that condition, citing safety concerns. They have provided a revised site plan that the sidewalk in which the pedestrian access was supposed to be provided from Broad River Road to the visitor parking lot is not actually a visitor parking lot. It is to some extent, but it's a SLED laboratory, and there are very select people who will be coming there, and it's kind of by appointment only. You have to go through a security gate and those types of security measures in order to come to this facility. So it's not for visitor parking, it's authorized parking. So from a staff standpoint, you originally received a case summary that I believe has been provided to you where it was originally denial, but from a staff standpoint, we are recommending approval. I believe the applicants are here and can explain their case further should the commission desire. But from a staff standpoint, we're recommending approval of the request.
If I understand correctly, originally it was denied because of the way it was.
It was unclear.
There was a
with
change,
regards,
but
it was unclear with regards to the way that the site plan was laid out. It looked like there was a visitor. It was just a visitor parking area, so that anybody who would visit the site could come there. You may have people that would bus there, and for various reasons. However, being that it's a SLED facility and the materials and the things that they keep there are very secure, there's a gate there, so just anybody from the street just can't walk up to the facility. They have to go through security gates and that type of situation. So,
and they've met
very
with
secure.
you since and
Correct. They have
corrected that and worked with
have.
you on, okay.
They've met with us, and they've also provided in your case summary, in your packet, there's a detailed breakdown as to the security measures and why they've requested that they be relieved from that condition.
And so since they've met with you and gone through all that, you're recommending it to be approved?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
Just based on my understanding of this updated information and what you said, that while philosophically the city believes in pedestrian access, this is in fact a unique situation where there are real security threats to an area that is fully enclosed, and that there is limited access under any circumstances, is my sense of things. So this sounds like as I say, a unique situation where pedestrian access would not be applicable kind of as a general rule.
That is correct.
Okay.
Anyone have any questions for the applicant? Okay. If there's no questions for the applicant and no more questions for staff, I'd like to call for a motion.
I'll move that, based on this further information, and given that this is a unique situation with a real possibility of threats and problems with pedestrian access, that we approve the staff recommendation to relieve this applicant from the condition of the previous planning commission approval for the site plan review for 4800 Broad River Road.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Number 8 is approved. If there's no other business,
No
call
other
for
business.
an adjournment motion, please.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.